Yo, 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 what's good, people? What's popping with the people? What's popping with the population out in these streets? Man, I feel like we were just here yesterday, Dave. We were just
Because we
talking.
were.
we,
Because we were.
we were just here to
We out
chat.
here.
The chat been jumping since I posted the link. But yeah, we was just here. And listen, I said this would be done by Friday. Panthers got it cracking a little bit quicker than we thought. Uh, Dave, the Dave's worst nightmare has happened. Matt Rhule has been named from Baylor, has been named the Panthers head coach. Got a huge bag. Um, Dave, when you saw the headline, when you saw that headline, what was your thought? What was the first thing that popped to your head? Just initial reaction when you read it. Boom.
That's the first thought I had in my head. That's the first thought I had in my head.
Yo, yo.
Yo, real talk. Before we had the episode yesterday, and I posted it in the chat, I said I have a sound bite if Eric B doesn't get hired. And there's a few folks where you're gonna get to hear that sound bite, and it passed the test. Look, man, I'm hoping for the best for Matt Rhule.
Here comes the money.
But
here we go. Money talk.
I'm concerned.
Jared, appreciate that, brother.
Appreciate it, Jared.
We did find our puppy, man. The puppy has been located. We definitely found the puppy. Appreciate that,
And it was
Jared.
a very expensive puppy.
Yeah, we got a very very
We
expensive
got
puppy.
we got this puppy from a different region
Yeah, he
of our
came.
nation.
Yeah, he came from somewhere. He was special breed, purebred, purebred. All right, so Matt Rhule, when I first saw it, I was like, all right, man, all right, it could have been worse. It could have been
I will
McDaniels.
say that. Like, I know what I said last night about not having a college coach period, but I slept on that. And the more I thought before we the announced rule, the more I thought about it, the more I felt like, boy, I'm happy to not have McDaniels or freaking McCarthy.
Yeah, but Matt, I couldn't believe after pretty much what Tepper said during the search or when he first started the search. He said this is what he said out of his mouth. He said, "I do understand the difficulty of the transition when speaking about college coaches. That doesn't mean I'm closing it off, but you've got to understand. Anybody who's been around football understands the difficulty of that transition. So it made it seem like we weren't going to go that route. It seemed like he was going to do due diligence. And Dave, I'm wondering this, Dave. I'm wondering when they hired, excuse me, when they fired Rivera, did they start talking to Matt Rhule initially off the rip? Because you could talk to college coaches that whole period of time before the season ended. We had the ability to talk to college coaches. I wonder if this has been in the works for a long time, and we kind of just got the tail end of it. What do you think about
I
that?
think
I think it's my conspiracy theory, but what do you think about
I
that, Dave?
think Matt Rhule probably was the only college coach he had an interest in. I think when he made that comment, he kept the door open enough so it wouldn't be a question. But it was smoke screenish
Yeah,
when he was asked the question.
maybe with some small
So
screen there.
but one thing I did notice throughout the coaching process, he did make a comment in that presser as well, saying something to the effect of, "I'm not going to let another franchise have an advantage over me when it comes to getting a new head coach."
Yeah, that's true. He did
And
say that.
and so when you look at how he moved throughout this entire process, he interviewed Eric Bieniemy first. He interviewed Mike McCarthy first. He interviewed Matt Rhule first. And he was scheduled to interview Josh McDaniels first. So he interviewed everybody he had interest in first before any other person could. So he had the option to pull the guy that he wanted. But he wasn't impressed with Mike. He wasn't impressed with Eric Bieniemy enough to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But he
So
wasn't impressed enough with Matt.
so Matt
He wouldn't
Rhule,
even make it to his interview, man.
he
How you feeling
did.
about Perry, man? How you feeling?
Nah,
I like that he Josh McDaniel.
he did Josh
Like a lot
McDaniel.
of Patriots have been.
He definitely Josh
He,
McDaniel, which is kind of funny. He definitely Josh McDaniel. My bad. That's a good point. He definitely Josh McDaniel. Go ahead, Dave.
he
What was you
straight
saying?
up said, "Nah, we good.
We good. I
Deuces."
passed. And he was supposed to interview today. Supposed to interview
Yeah.
today, and he got Josh McDaniels, which is very funny. But anyway, so we have signed Matt Rhule to a 7-year deal, 7 years, which is worth 60 million. That could, with incentives, could be worth up to 70 million. I'm assuming a Super Bowl is part of those incentives. So he can go up to 70 million. That's a $10 million per year if you're counting. Um, it, and then he tried to put us in an awkward situation where he had the offer. He called the Giants on the back end, and the Giants didn't want to match, and they went with who they went with. So a lot of weirdness going on. Go
Guess
ahead.
who
Dave.
won? Guess who's the GM of the Giants?
Yeah, I mean we know that, but I'm just saying like
Gangster.
I wonder if it went down like it went down. I don't think it went down like Adam Schefter says it went down with the
We'll
Giants.
find out
I
tomorrow at
think
2 o'clock.
I think they wanted Rule and they didn't get him, and then announced that Judge was their guy after the fact, and then try to put a spin on it. But anyway, that's irrelevant. Just a thought.
Well, I'm pretty sure if we have competent reporters in the great city of Charlotte, they will ask the question tomorrow at the press conference at 2 o'clock.
Facts. That well they should, cause yeah they should clean that up. If I had credentials, I would definitely ask that question for sure. And we also not only that we have the $7 million deal. I mean $70 million potential deal. We also had to pay $6 million to buy out his contract from Baylor. So Baylor got a nice little bag from Tepper. Um, so Dave, he's the eighth guy. He's the eighth coach to go directly from college to the NFL since 2010. And if you subtract Bill O'Brien and Pete Carroll, obviously that number is not the records aren't very in our favor as far as we're fighting an uphill battle here as far as that's concerned. We knew that we talked about it yesterday, and I'm wondering, as analytical as David Tepper is, why did he then choose to choose an uphill battle? I don't know. I don't get. I don't understand
Maybe
that.
maybe maybe Tep doesn't see it as an uphill battle.
Maybe
Maybe
not.
Tep just
Apparently
sees it as
not.
not. Maybe Tep sees it as a he sees a guy that knows how to build a program and knows how to build an organization.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing. So there's a lot of if you go back and watch what Rule and you listen to what people are saying about Rule. Listen, I've digested a lot of information, a lot of what people are saying about Rule. Everybody's saying, oh, a player's coach. The players love him. They respect him. He's a people's guy. He can build a program. He can build an organization. Blah 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 blah. And I think what we're getting in our coach, and I think I heard this from I think Peter King said this, and I apologize if I got that wrong. But Peter King said that you're getting a CEO as a coach. You're not getting a guy that's an offensive guy. You're not getting a quarterbacks coach or an X's and O, a guy that can draw up a hell of a play. You're getting a CEO as a coach, and so the guy he's there to manage the situation. And so when you hire a defensive guy, you get a guy like Rivera. He's kind of leaning towards the defense. He's a defensive coach, so that's his wheelhouse. So and then you look at guys like Stefanski, Bieniemy, those other guys. They're offensive coaches. They have offensive wheelhouses. And what's being said, this is not me. This is not me saying this. Is what other people saying is that we're getting a CEO. The guy has experience across the board from offense and defense. He was a former linebacker. He's been an OC before. He's coached offensive lines. He's done a lot. And when you talk about the game of football, so what we're getting is a CEO, uh, a coach's version that equates to a CEO. Does that make sense, Dave?
It makes sense. But I wanted to say that he was the first offensive coach that the Panthers ever hired, man.
I,
You
I
talk
would
about
I
opportunity
wouldn't
and
yeah I
fulfillment.
wouldn't classify him as an offensive guy. I don't think he's an offensive or defensive guy. I think if you a lot of people can say yeah it's easy you can call him an offensive guy. He's got an offensive background, but he's done everything. Like he has experience across the board.
And he played linebacker.
He played linebacker, yeah, and so I think he's coached some defensive positions too, if I'm not mistaken. So it just hasn't been in the NFL. The only NFL experience he had was what offensive line assistant or something like that with the Giants.
Yeah. But
So
this is the closest. This is the closest head coaching job that the Panthers have head coach
Yeah.
the Panthers have hired that has an offensive type of background. I know he did both. He was a linebacker in college. He's coached on the defensive side of the ball. The one stint he had in the NFL, he was on the offensive side of the ball, and he was known more for his offense at Baylor. So, but it's good that he has an idea for the positioning. And I'm a little bit quiet. Let me see if I can fix that for you guys. Um, so, he has an inkling for a lot of the positions on the field because he's coached a lot of them. So it'll be interesting to see, man. I think that's going to be a good thing when it comes to respect. You guys still can't hear me?
Yeah, you got a little bit lower. You were hot. Let me turn myself down. Hold on. Let me turn myself down a little bit. Here, I'll turn me down. That way y'all can turn your headphones up, and we can balance it out. But go ahead. So go ahead, Dave.
So, like I was saying, like he's coached he's coached more positions on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So he's a balanced coach, but I still have my reservations because of the fact that he came from college. Like he's only had he only had one season in the NFL. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm worried a little bit. I like I said a few weeks ago when Rivera was let go that whoever we bring here is going to be here for the long haul. I don't think Tepper is going to have a quick trigger with this. So this is going to be our guy. The only way the only way Matt Rhule is not going to be our guy is if we make the decision or if he makes the decision to move on from something. I think Tepper is going to ride this one out.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm trying to play with the audio here. So I know now I'm a little bit loud. I can see it. Um, hold on, Dave. Yeah. You gonna have to. Can you turn it up? Can you Because if I turn my levels down, I'm too low. But now I see that I'm loud.
All right, hold on. Let me. Oh, well, that'll be a problem. How about now? Am I better?
Is Dave better now?
Am I better now, guys? Let me know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay,
some people are saying they can hear us fine. Some people not. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not better. Let's see.
They need you a little bit louder, Dave.
Man, I can't get any much louder than this. All right, what about now?
That's better right there. I can see
All
it
right,
now.
I'm at
Now
the max, so if
now
you
we're
can't hear me now, I
no,
don't know
we're
what to
good.
tell you.
We're good now. It's even now. I can see it on the levels. We're
All
even
right,
now. There we
I
go.
maxed it out, so
Should be good now. It should be. So go ahead and say what you were saying about the offensive defensive guy.
yeah, like he's done both positions. He's done a really good. He's proven that he's done a really good job. And my concern is that he's only been in the NFL
Here
for
we go.
one season.
Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Appreciate
Shout
that,
out to
Chuck.
Chuck Lee.
Dollar, dollar.
Appreciate that, Chuck. He said,
So with regards to that, he's not a I'm just concerned about the lack of NFL experience. I think the only positive about the experience that he has is that he can relate. He's been in the NFL locker room for at least a season within this last decade, so he kind of has an idea.
"Yeah,
But still, man,
all right." That
it's
being
different.
all right. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and open up the phone line, see what y'all got to say about this. I'm gonna hop in with some facts. I got some notes that I wanted to interject as well as y'all call in. I'll make sure I get those in because I found a nice article that pretty much um, talks about Rule and what he has there. But one of the big talking points that David Tepper what sold him on Rule was the whole sports science thing. Um, he said you got two really good when this is when the Baylor AD was talking. He said you got two really good opportunities to affect performance in season. That's the first 48 hours after the game, first and the 48 hours before the game. Blah 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 blah. So he helped out a lot with the sports science program there. Um, so it's I think that kind of
And yet,
set Tepper apart. I mean, excuse me, set Rule apart as well. Go ahead,
I'm
Dave.
gonna tell you something.
Hello.
Man. Folks
One
out here
second. One
talking
second,
about
caller.
Cam leaving, not happening. Nope, he's gonna be there. Tepper's not going to sign somebody to a 7-year deal if Cam's not going to try to be around.
I agree. All right, 704. Go ahead.
What's up?
What's going on, Nolan?
Nothing much. How are y'all doing tonight?
We good. We surviving.
Okay. Well, yep. So Dave, glad to see you doing well. I didn't know if you would make it tonight, but
Oh, I'm always going to make it, bro.
all right, good. We'll check. Yeah. So before I get into it, as far as Rule goes, what kind of puppy would you say he is a coach?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go golden retriever. I'm gonna go golden retriever puppy.
Okay.
Yeah, golden
I'm not,
retriever.
I don't know my dogs that well, so I don't know if I'm the guy to ask about that.
Not quite a
All
pit.
right.
Not quite a pit, but
Yeah.
he ain't a poodle either. So I'm gonna go golden retriever.
He might be poodle after 2 years.
He might be a poodle. Facts.
Oof.
But go ahead, Nolan.
We'll
What you got?
see. Overall, I am excited because we got one of the top three coaches on the list I had, and part of me it is real excitement because we missed out on McDaniels and McCarthy, thankfully, and the other part of me is I am interested. Like, you gotta understand, we're a relatively young franchise. Until Tepper bought the team, and I think the record's still the same. We're mediocre. We're a 500 overall record franchise. Tepper, we know he bought this team. He didn't have any investors, so he's trying. He's doing what he thinks is best. And frankly, I'd rather have someone like that who's actually going to work and stop at no end until he gets it right. So to me, yes, it's bold. It's not Stefanski or Eric Bieniemy who are my 1-2, and I know you guys had a 1-2 as well. But I mean, it's a new era of Panthers football, and I just don't think it's a terrible hire. I just don't. You said you had some stats that you were going to read, right?
Yeah, I have one interesting stat. One interesting stat was that this man, when his running back rushes for over 150 yards in a game, he is undefeated.
Uh-huh.
He's undefeated as a coach
Okay.
when his running back rushes for over 150 yards. Just keep that in mind. He's gonna run CMC into the ground. I'm just joking. I don't know that for sure, but I'm just saying that's just a fact. Just a
I
little
got
nugget.
a carry breakdown.
Just a little nugget.
Yeah, okay. And that's the thing. I don't want C-Mac running for 150 yards a game. Like, I want him to, you know, I want him to be involved in the passing game just as much. And people were talking about the CEO aspect of it. He's going to contribute. You don't go 111, 7-6, 11-3 without being a good coach. He's going to have his head in every position group, and he's going to turn it around. I don't think it's one of those where he's just cheerleading on the sideline and everybody does the work. Like, you don't turn those programs around without being a good coach and getting in those position rooms, in those on the practice field. Like, I don't think it's one of those, like, he is getting hired to turn this around, and that's yet to be seen. And whether we hired Stefanski, Bieniemy, or Rhule, I'm going to give that coach a process. The only thing I'm interested in now is who do we hire for vice president and when?
Yeah, that's
Now,
gotta.
here's the thing. I have a question for you, man. What makes you
Uh-huh.
think he ain't going to be the guy?
He listen.
For him to pay,
That's
for
true.
Tepper to pay that much,
That's true.
Mhm.
he's
Listen,
going to have some personnel decisions involved, man.
no, listen. And this, I
I think he'll
100%
have
agree.
stay,
I
but
100% agree.
Rule, okay, yeah. But I think he's also said he doesn't want full personnel control. Like, this isn't Chip Kelly. Like, he's not the GM. Like, I don't think he's – I know it's a lot of money, but to me, part of it is he had to pay up to lure him away from Waco. Like, he had a really nice job at Baylor. And how much was he making at Baylor? $4 million,
Yeah, I don't know what it was off the top of my
I
head.
think.
Yeah,
So to me,
about 4 or 5.
I don't – to me, the numbers aren't that big of a deal. I get it. It's more than some current coaches. So, in perspective, I'm like, well, he has to do this to be worth it. But to me, it's more that those numbers don't really bother me. And I've seen no indication to say he's going to be like Chip Kelly and want personnel control.
Yeah, but
Um,
I do
I
think
am.
I do. Let me jump in here real quick. I do think
Yeah.
he's gonna have a ton of power. Okay, let's be
Oh my
clear.
God.
He's gonna have a ton of. You don't you he gave the
You don't
guy the
pay that man
keys.
that much money and not give him more power.
Listen, Rule has the keys, and it's bigger than just personnel. It's bigger than I mean, you're talking about the whole sports science thing. Like he's
Yep.
gonna have
Hmm.
a lot of power. And listen,
Oh,
and listen,
no doubt.
I'm not opposed to it either. I'm not opposed to it. Just know this, Mr. Tepper. With all due respect, you know this is on you. Okay, like I'm down. I'm down. I'm a
Oh
ride.
yes.
I'm a ride. I'm a shooter. Okay, I'm a ride with you no matter what.
Yep.
But the
Hmm.
thing is it's gonna come back to you. Okay, if it fails, it's on you, and that's how I view this hire. Okay, that's how I view the hire.
Oh,
Okay,
absolutely. I'm
I
the same
don't
way.
I'm not he wasn't in my top. Well, he probably was my third candidate, but I didn't want Rule. I'm gonna be straight up. I did not want Rule. But if that's what we gonna roll with, I trust Tepper enough so far. It's young. It's been 2 years.
Yes.
I trust him enough so far to hope, and I think you said this, to hope that he's made the right decision. And I'm a ride with it. That's my standpoint on the hire. Go ahead,
Oh,
Nolan.
I'm the same way with any coach we hired. I mean, even in the nightmare scenario, if we hired McDaniels, I wasn't going to stop being a fan. Like,
Oh, no, I'm not gonna. I
you know,
wasn't. No, I wasn't gonna stop being a fan, but I think this show would have changed a lot because I would have done a lot of disses. There
oh,
would have been a
same, no
lot of
doubt.
disses
Oh, no
because
doubt, no
like
doubt.
I'm not gonna do that to Rule. Um, but like just I think there might have been more qualified candidates. My opinion.
Oh,
There were more
on paper,
qualified. Yeah,
then
on
no
paper.
question, no
Agreed.
And
question. On
so
paper,
the thing
Agreed.
is, those more qualified candidates wouldn't have to make as much money as what Rule's gonna make. You follow me? Because we know why Rule
oh
got the
no,
contract that he got because he had a transition contract in the NFL. So the college coaches tend to make a lot more money when they first come into the league. So
yes,
so I'm gonna ride with you, Tap. You my guy. I like you as an owner. You a cool dude. But like Rashad said, and like you said, this is gonna fall on him. Period.
And
If this
listen,
doesn't
oh
work
yeah,
out.
and
yeah,
just
But he's
the
got
honeymoon
time.
phase is over.
yeah,
Exactly,
Well,
the
no,
honeymoon phase is over,
well
just
he still
and
got
this is
time. He got time because we're gonna see what
he
happens with
does.
Cam. And
Yes, but
people in the chat's like, yo, Cam's gone. I'm like, not really,
he's
because
not going
no,
anywhere.
no,
that's the opposite. If you
far
have
from it.
7 years, if you have 7 years, hypothetically speaking, why not roll with Cam for a year, see how that works out? And if it doesn't work out, you got another 5, 6 years. You
Yeah,
get your guy in 2021. Like
and that's
this to me is great for Cam.
I think it's great
And
for
I've always said,
I think it's great for everybody. It's great for everybody involved. It's just the fan base is gonna have to be patient. Okay,
Patient.
the 7 year thing,
oh,
I like
yep,
it. I like it. I like the 7 year thing. I may not like the guy, but I do like the terms of the contract because it gives him time. Let's be patient. To me, that signals patience. We're gonna be patient with you.
yes,
You have time.
but I'm not.
You are
But I'm
allowed
not.
to make mistakes. Go ahead, Noli. My fault.
Yes, but I don't think it's like okay by year 7 let's get in a deep playoff run. Like no, I'm no.
No, that's not what
Like
we're saying.
I think it's
But
okay. I got you then.
typically what happens is you get a 4 year deal, but by year two that your string is over. Your leash
Yep.
is done by year two. So now that
But
you
I
have a
don't
7 year
know.
Yes.
deal, you had to me that signals at least 4 years for you to get shit
Maybe
right.
5.
Maybe five, four.
Yes,
I
and
say
that's
four
why
at minimum.
I think yeah, that's why I think Cam comes back because again, you have a quarterback at 19 million, and we need to be honest. Uh, Tepper's going to give Rule final say on certain things, but with Cam, since that's a franchise quarterback, I think Tepper is going to have a say in that. With any other position, he'll probably let Rule, okay, cut players, Rule and Hurney, whoever's the GM. But with Cam, I think he's to me. I mean, I've felt this for a while. I think he's coming back, and he's going to play out this year. Okay. And it's the same thing you guys have been saying all the time. If he's healthy and he makes it, you extend him. If not, you can move on in 2020 in the 21 draft and get your guy, Lawrence Fields, whatever. I was willing to give any coach, if it was Stefanski, Bieniemy, I was going to give him a process. Like this roster is not in a great shape. So,
It
and I'm
can't be
with
as
you.
bad. But here's the thing, man. It can't be as bad as some of these other coaching hires. Because when the tweets started coming out when we got Matt Rhule, a lot of folks were saying people were underestimating how good of a spot Carolina was Carolina could potentially turn this around really quick if need be,
Yeah, and if you take a
depending
look
on the
at
health of
Yeah,
Cam.
and then take a look around the division too. I mean, just to kind of put a bow on
Yeah,
that. You take a look at the division. Falcons, you got a coach on the hot seat. And
yeah,
the
he's done
Bucks,
after next year.
you never know what happens with the Bucks. They got a QB situation. Saints, they got a
Yep,
QB situation, and they're not
yep.
their cap is jacked up. So, I mean, we could. I mean, we kind of in a scenario
It
where
all depends on Cam, like that at the end of the day. Because let's say Rivera had stayed, if Cam was healthy next year and he plays, we probably win 9, 10, 11 games. Like Cam covers up so much. I know this roster is such in a bad spot right now, but he has taken. I would look back to 2017. I don't know how we went 11-5. I really don't, because that roster was bad. I mean, it was bad. So, like, to me, Cam is the key. If Cam is not going to be the QB long term, this is going to take a little while. Okay, but for right now, I'm going to operate. And again, that's not no guarantee. Obviously, he has to prove he's healthy. I think this is great for Cam. I'm going to give, and you guys are right. This is on Tepper. This is his first. This is the boldest move he's done since firing Rivera. This is his big move. It's on him. But I also got to caution some fans. I just don't think it's a horrible hire. It's just wait and see right now. But the thing and I'll end with this. The thing I'm super interested in now is who's the VP. Do they wait till after the draft and Herney goes and joins Rivera in Washington, or do they hire a VP now? So we'll see how that goes, and that's what I'm really interested in, because now we'll see the coordinators, who he brings in, the coaches and all that. Okay, then it's going to be draft time, and what do you do during that time? So I'm excited. I mean, like I don't see how you can't be excited. I understand if you're like, I don't really care for the hire. I'm wait and see. That's fine.
that's me.
But by no means is this a gloom. Okay, and that's cool, and I respect that. But by no means is this a gloom and doom hire. Like, so that's kind of where I'm at.
nah,
And,
it ain't doom or gloom, but Chuck Lee really doesn't believe that Cam is going to be here next year. Tepper wouldn't have hired him if Cam wasn't going to be here next year, man.
that makes no sense in my opinion.
Tepper wouldn't I want to be clear. I just want to be clear. Tepper ain't hiring a coach that ain't giving Cam a shot. Period.
Exactly.
They have a pretty good relationship. If Cam's healthy, he's our quarterback next year.
And when you decide to move on from a franchise QB, your owner's going to be involved in that, because that's the face of the franchise. That's the most important position. So with Cam, whatever his long-term future is, Tepper is going to be involved in that position. So, and I again, at 19 million, he's obviously going to play. He's giving the best shot, and then we'll see where we go from there.
If we draft two, I'm going to explode. I'm going to go ahead and be
I
clear.
am too.
I'm going to
I will be.
explode if
I
we
will
draft
too.
two, man.
Yeah. There's no way you.
We shouldn't be looking at any type of quarterback till next year, unless we take something super late this year. Because we just drafted
I get
one.
the argument is if he's not recovered, I've heard like by April-ish, you take two, and then you have two quarterbacks. If Cam is your long-term answer, you trade Tua. If not, you got Tua. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to draft Tua, and I don't think he makes it out of the top five. But we'll see when we get there. But anyway,
I think he'll be there at 7.
show-
Two
You
will be
think
there
so?
at 7. Yeah, he'll be there at 7.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Truth be
It's
told,
early,
we might
man.
be able to get a trade popping.
It's early. It's early, man.
Oh, I would
It's
love
early,
to
though.
trade back. Well, yeah, we'll see. I appreciate y'all as always.
All right, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, Noli.
So, and here's another question we gotta address is the coordinators, right? So you bring in Matt Rhule, inexperienced guy. Who are the coordinators? So we know one that is potentially going to be the guy. His name is Sean Ryan. He's the quarterbacks coach for the Detroit Lions right now. Or he used
You're
his.
DC too.
Say what? Say that.
Another DC as well.
No, we know a potential
bring-
DC.
Yeah.
We don't know
But
that
it
for
sounds
sure.
like he wants to bring him.
So so typically, just to give you guys just some inside information here, typically the guys usually have their coordinators lined up throughout this process. I mean, he's especially this is his second year interviewing. He's had guys in mind for a while. Okay, so Sean Ryan was the guy he was going to bring with him last year when the Jets were going to bring him on. And just to give you an insight who Sean Ryan is, he used to be he was a wide receivers coach for the Super Bowl Giants teams. He helped develop Odell Beckham. He moved to the Texans and worked with DeAndre Hopkins, and he was promoted to QB coach where he worked with Deshaun Watson. Then subsequently he moved to Detroit to work with Matt Stafford. So that's just a good idea, kind of where he's been. He's been around some good talent. He can spot the guys. Work some really good wide receivers. Could be interesting. I don't know what his philosophy will be. I have no idea. But that's one guy that I'm pretty sure is going to be the offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator is he's supposed to bring his guy from Baylor. I'm 100% against that. Like he cannot do that. That if he does that, we're already off on a bad foot. He cannot bring that defensive coordinator from Baylor to the NFL. I don't know who he is. I don't know what his resume is, but I just completely disregarded it.
I know what his scheme is.
3-4.
3-4 with a hybrid.
I don't care what it is. I don't want him anywhere near with Matt Rhule.
You know what that proves too. If Tepper allows it.
What does that mean, Dave?
My theory might be right.
What about the scheme?
We're not really having to say about that scheme change.
Could be true. But my philosophy is this: you bring in an inexperienced offensive coordinator, you have an inexperienced head coach. You need some experience somewhere. Now you can bring that defensive coordinator in from Baylor, but you better be announcing you have some sort of offensive or defensive assistant or a consultant come in. I wouldn't. He used to work with Coughlin. I wouldn't mind seeing Coughlin come in as some sort of consultant, right? We need some experience somebody to come in with some experience. Ideally, he bring in Wade Phillips as defensive coordinator. That's the LA trend. The LA Rams, they had McVay and they had Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips was that kind of consultant just in case McVay needed some a little bit of help, little boost. Ideally, I'd bring in Phillips, and that he'd be that guy. So I don't know. What Dave? What are your thoughts on the coordinators?
Oh man, I'm nervous about the DC from Baylor, but I can understand why he want to do it. Probably somebody he trusts.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it. The guy has a 3-4 scheme once again. Tells me a lot. I'm telling you, man, Rivera didn't have a say on that scheme change because of where Tepper came from. But either way, I'm cool. Like, look, he got the keys to the castle, so he can do what he wants. This is gonna all fall on Tep, and this is all gonna fall on Mr. Rhule. I hope for the best, man. I hope for the best. It'll be interesting to see how this is gonna go, because this should go really well. But just like you said, we have to be patient because this next upcoming season might not be good. We shouldn't expect too much next season, from the standpoint of like the Panthers as a team, and we're playing the AFC West. Shouldn't expect too much next season.
Somebody, D Jackson just said Baylor ran a 3-3-5, and they did. And I saw that defensive coordinator call up some absolutely horrendous calls against Georgia, where he had a 3-man front when the Baylor's offense was pushed all the way back up against their own. They were on their own 1-yard line, all the way in the end zone, and my man had a 3-man front. He had a 3-man front, bro. 3-man front. But so I have an issue with that. All right, now I want to know what's good.
Yo.
What's up?
That's why I said,
Hey.
It's Eddie. It's Eddie, man. What's up?
None of us got our
That's
guy.
not Eddie.
Y'all happy we didn't get McCarthy or
That ain't Eddie.
I know my bad slides. Yo, we didn't. You didn't get your guy, man. What's up?
I'm happy. I'm happy we didn't get Stefanski or Eric Bieniemy. So,
How long this gonna last? How long you're having this gonna last? You didn't want Rhule either, man.
Look, I didn't even know who Rhule was. I didn't even scout Rhule, so I don't even know who he is to be real. And like we said yesterday, like you said, he was going to Giant. I thought he was going to the Giants.
We
So
all
I
did.
didn't even. I didn't even
Honestly,
think
if he
that.
would have, let me tell you something, man. If he would have got on that plane, he would have been on the Giants. Cause best believe the Giants were stunned. They were trying to save face after what happened to him. Cause the Giants is like this historic franchise, all this history in New York, actually in New Jersey, all this
Actually, New
hoopla.
Jersey. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, all this hoopla. Sheriff Stadium with the Jets, all this hoopla, and then everybody's like, "Nah, we good. We don't want to go there. We'll just hire this wide receiver coach instead."
Hey
You
Locks.
know?
Hey Locks, man. Hey, what kind of puppy is this, man? Did we choose the right did we choose the right one?
Uh, right now, you ask me, you like
Chihuahua.
uh, uh. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you on that.
All right, bet.
Well,
But
here's the thing, man. You knocked the puppy analogy that you pulled off yesterday.
That shit
And
was
please go on
great.
YouTube if you not see this puppy analogy because it was hilarious. But the puppy analogy that you utilized yesterday, and I mentioned it earlier in the show. I mean, truth be told, man, Tepper got to interview everybody before anybody else, and he landed on Rhule. I'm more concerned about the fact
yeah,
that I'm more concerned about the fact that if Rhule would have went somewhere else, McDaniels would have been the hire, and I would have been sick.
Yeah, it was said that it was between McDaniels and Rule. Those were the two guys
I would have been
that he
sick.
oh
had
yeah.
that he honed in on. So
Look, the only reason is not because Rule got the interview first. If
And I,
McDaniels
and,
if
that's
McDaniels would have been first,
that's probably true.
no, because I think every person that Tepper interviewed, he was the first guy to get to him, and McDaniels would have been the first interview for Carolina too, if Rhule wasn't the guy. So he went to Rhule because he wanted to beat the Giants to Rhule. So
It's interesting.
yo,
no, but that's how it went
but
down.
look,
Like he never got the interview
but he
because
never got the
Rhule
interview.
impressed. Rhule probably was his
Yep,
top guy.
that's what
Rhule
I'm
probably
saying.
was his top guy.
I
Rhule
don't
probably
know.
was.
I don't
Nah,
know.
he had to be, dude.
I think it was close. I think it was close.
Nah.
I think it was between him and McDaniels. Whoever got the interview first was gonna get the job.
No, McCarthy too. Because they said he had interest in McCarthy, but he interviewed McCarthy twice before anybody got to interview him once.
Hmm.
Before Dallas got to him, so he knew that he was like, nah, McCarthy ain't it. Let me check. Let me do BME. And he probably was like, nah, BME ain't it. Rules fulfilled. Let me check out Rhule. Oh, this is my guy. Take him now. No plane ride for you, buddy. Let's do this.
But I think it's real funny how I'm seeing a lot of people. Oh, I always wanted Matt Rhule, like the Run CMC dude in the chat. Like I always wanted Rhule. Like I never heard not one Panthers fan this whole search.
No,
Bring up
there's
Matt
one.
Rhule.
No, there's one.
No,
There was the guy that was just on the
yeah,
line.
Noli. That was his,
Noli wanted Rhule.
yeah, Noli been preaching Rule. That's the only
He's
person.
been preaching Rhule for a while.
That's the only person I've heard talk about Rule like that in a positive way. The only one.
Oh well, hey, well, I give him credit then. Whatever. Then he knew something then, I guess. But as far like I was saying in the chat, y'all talking about. I don't know. I don't think Cam. Look, Tepper. He wants his own. He said it when he fired Brian Rivera. He said he wanted to put his stamp on this franchise. He didn't bring in Rivera. He didn't bring in Cam. If he gonna give a college coach with no NFL with 1 year NFL experience this much power, he gonna want a quarterback. He look, and like I said in past weeks, man, Cam, y'all said he had no choice but to play on that 1 year contract, man. Cam is not trying to play on that 1 year contract. If Cam got to say I'm hurt, I'm not playing. Look,
Nobody
Pepper
wants
may
to.
like Cam.
Contract.
I agree
You
with.
know why he's gonna play that 1 year contract? He wants to get paid.
No, I agree.
He can't
Nobody.
get paid.
It takes a special person to want to play under that final year deal. I agree. Nobody wants to play under that deal. You want to get paid. You want the guaranteed money. So I agree to an extent. I think he's going to play, but I don't think he wants to. But it's kind of one of those things where you injured, you have to prove he has to prove that he's healthy in order to get the
But
bigger check. He
but
has
look,
to play. Go
but
ahead.
look, you don't think he behind the scenes he's gonna ask for a contract extension or
Of
a release or
course.
trade?
And I don't think he'll ask. He might ask for it, but of course he's
I
gonna
don't
ask
think
for
he's
that
gonna ask for a
extension.
trade.
Of course he's gonna ask for an extension, but nobody in their right mind is gonna invest that much money into a quarterback with his injury history. It's not gonna have. He has to play. He has to prove it. He has to prove it first. And that in any team,
But
even if he requests a trade, it's not gonna. They're not gonna extend him day one. They're gonna wait for him to play it out, and he's gonna have to any team he goes to. It's any team, any team.
what like okay, what if he decides to pull an Andrew Luck? What if he decides, hey, I don't feel healthy enough to play right now.
Then that's
I don't want to hurt the team.
then he shouldn't.
He-
He shouldn't play. He do whatever he got to do to be to
But I'm
what's
saying,
best for Cam.
I mean, I don't know. But like I said,
You
man,
still want Phillip Rivers,
this
man?
is a rebuild. People keep saying, do I still want Phillip Rivers?
Yeah.
Like I told you, it all depends on the coach. I don't know much about Matt Rhule, so I don't know. If we had got Mike McCarthy or Josh McDaniels, yeah, Phillip Rivers. But with this Matt Rhule dude, I don't know. I don't know. I think with Matt Rhule, since he's such young, he a young coach, and I think he's gonna want a young drafted QB. So I don't know.
I agree.
I hear
agree.
a lot of people talking about Tua.
No, I agree with what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Every coach is gonna want their guy. They want their guy, but listen, not a lot of coaches walk into what he's about to walk. Not too many coaches walk into a franchise quarterback. Usually, when you walk into a new coaching situation, you walk into a dumpster fire, and
That's my thing, man.
it's not too many people are walking into a franchise quarterback. So he's gonna take a step back. Look at what I got. I'm gonna work with what I got. I got time. I can fail this year. He doesn't have to take us to the playoffs next year. He got time to work it out. Okay, he has time. Let's if Cam is healthy, we're gonna be a good team. We're gonna go. If Cam is healthy, Cam is gonna put us on his shoulders. He's gonna take us far. But if he's
I don't
not,
think Cam got it like that no more.
he might not. He might not. That's true. He might not. He might
Get
not.
that man a year to find out.
Yeah. That the bottom line is he got a year to find out, and then at that point we make the decision on Cam whether he needs to come back or not.
Yeah,
We just don't know. We just
But like
we won't know. And I agree. I agree with you. I think you were about to say this. I think the Rule needs to have a backup plan, whether it's a short-term backup plan or a long-term backup plan. Am I gonna wait? Because if we're gonna be garbage, we're gonna be in top 10. I could potentially get Fields or Lawrence. At that point, you can get you a franchise quarterback next year. The short-term plan. What are you gonna do in the short term? Are we gonna stick with Kyle Allen, or are we gonna try to groom Will Greer for trade bait? So he needs to have a plan. He needs to have a plan.
See, that's the funny thing, because I was getting into it with some people today, man. I was telling them, like, listen, just because we lit Cam, if we decide to trade Cam for picks, or we decide to release Cam, that don't automatically mean we're gonna go with Kyle Allen and Will Greer. That don't mean that we automatically gonna suck next year.
Unless we tank.
There's still free agents. There's still free agents and draft picks out there.
They
You know
got
what I'm
seven.
saying?
They got
Like,
a
everybody
7-year
talking,
deal, man.
He got time. He not gonna
He
go
got
all
time.
in.
He got
Yeah, he's not
7-year
gonna
deal.
go all in
He
year
can
one.
start this season. He can go 1-15 next year. He ain't got no jeopardy of losing his job. Tepper ain't gonna pay that payout that soon. He ain't. He's not.
Oh,
He's not.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we like, he doesn't have to win next year, but that's what people keep saying. Well, why would they let Cam go, or why would they try to rebuild with a healthy Cam? I'm telling them, like, we don't know if Cam is gonna be healthy. So we should get the draft quarterback.
But we got a year to find out. Like we'll know quick what we're gonna have, Because we're gonna look. Our schedule is not gonna be simple next year. We gotta play. We gotta play the Chiefs. We gotta play the Chargers, which might have Tom Brady. We gotta play Denver. We gotta play the Raiders. Then we still gotta play the our division. Schedule's not gonna be easy next year. We got last place schedule though, so that might be interesting. But it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be a cakewalk
Yeah,
at all.
I agree. How much cap space do we have right now?
About 31 million. We could get up to about around 50 if we make some cuts.
Okay, put it like this. If we get rid of Cam, that saves what, 19
Yeah,
million,
if
something
we
like
get
that.
if we get rid of Cam on top of the cuts that we do have, we'll be up to about 70.
And plus Greg Olsen, if he retires
That
or whatever.
yeah, that included that 50 million that's the first initial cuts that included Greg Olsen. So
Okay.
so if we have 31 right now, if we cut Cam alone or trade or whatever, if Cam not on the roster next year, we go from 31 to 50 alone, just by itself. But then there's other moves like cutting Poe, cutting Greg Olsen, cutting Gano. That could get us all the way up to about 70 if you include Cam Newton in that.
So that's basically a full rebuild then. Do all that.
All right.
So we free look, we free up all this cap space, right? I know, I heard somebody say that Temple he wants him to turn it around fast. I know he don't have to do it in the first year.
But he
But
said it's gonna
do
take up to
y'all
5 years, man. It's not gonna be fast. He said fast, but it ain't gonna be fast. He saved face during his pressure after he fired Ron. It ain't gonna be that fast. He's just signed a coach to a 7-year deal. It's not gonna be fast. It's gonna be 5 years. It's gonna be 3 to 5 years, realistically.
oh
So
yeah. So y'all wouldn't draft a quarterback in this year draft.
Not this year. If
no.
we're gonna suck and we're gonna need to draft a quarterback and we're gonna be bad, next year's gonna be the quarterback. Next year's gonna be the draft to mortgage it all. You go get Trevor Lawrence or Fields. That'll be the year just to let it all hang out. Pause, and go get your guy. That's the year. This year I still got Cam. I'm in wait and see mode. If Cam is healthy, we won't have to worry about it. But next year is the year. Not this year.
You said next year what?
Next year is the year, not this year.
Okay. That's about it. But as far as what you said earlier, man, I'm mixed on him, so I'm gonna call him a mixed breed right now. I'm
Okay.
gonna call him a mixed breed. 'Cause I
Okay.
don't know.
He's a mutt. That's okay. I'm
he's a
gonna
mixed
roll with
breed
that.
right now.
He's a mutt. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna let you have
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
But all right, Locks, man, we got to roll on.
We gotta cut it off, man.
yeah,
we
we
had
not
a limit tonight.
Yeah, we're not gonna be on here too late.
All right.
I appreciate you calling,
All right,
man.
I'm out.
Yep.
I'm out.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So that's gonna pretty. Go ahead, Dave.
That's gonna be it. I just want to make one comment, man. This is not to the Panthers. This is to the NFL. You guys need to start giving these African American coaches a fair shake, yo. When the XFL has more black head coaches than the NFL, and they only have 18s, we got a problem. Period.
Yeah.
And this is not a knock on the folks who got hired. I wish them the best success. But this joint, the fix is in. And the fix is already in society and as a whole, but the fix is like blatantly in. Like it's blatantly in. Because right after the Matt Rhule hire, all of a sudden, a wide receiver special teams coach from the Patriots goes up and get a head coaching job. When you got Eric Bieniemy that's just sitting there with changing the offenses, and all the other coordinators who had that role got head coaching jobs. And some got rings after that. So I think it's kind of a travesty. But I digress. I just need to get that off my chest just a tad.
I feel you, bro. And on that note, I don't have nothing else to say. Listen, there's gonna be more to come. I just expect some coordinator announcements to come through. I won't. We not gonna stay on here all night because I can't do a full show. I got a wife and kids, and I gotta get to them. So there's a
45,
lot.
50 minutes. I
There,
mean, that's pretty
yeah,
full to me, but
there's a lot more stuff I could say. I have some more notes, but I'm gonna have to hold it until the next show, and we'll have a little bit of time before the national championship game next week on next Monday. Again, there's 110 people watching. I didn't even get my 100 likes last time, so y'all hit the like button. And we'll see y'all next Monday. We're gonna live stream the national championship game, and we'll do some live commentary then. Oh, got a couple subscribers during the show, man. Shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to John. Appreciate you, brother. All right. So that being said, Dave, anything else? I think you ended it
I'm
on a
done,
great
man.
note. All right. That being said, we out, man. Keep pounding. Panthers rule. Panthers rule. Okay. The Panthers rule. Let's be patient, Panther
Literally.
Nation. Let's be patient. Let's be patient, Panther Nation. It's gonna take some time. Let's relax. Let's let it play out and see what happens. Wait and see mode. That's what all Panthers fans need to be in. Not the guy we wanted, but that's okay. Just trust Tepper and see what happens. All right. Keep pounding. We out.